Part 1. The Message That Changed Everything. Ethan Walker had built his life like a carefully stacked tower of Jenga blocks. Stable, precise, and fragile only if you knew where to pull. At 38, he was a man of habit. He drank black coffee every morning at 7 o'clock, ran 5 kilometers at 7:30, and kissed his wife, Lily, on the cheek at 8 o'clock before heading to the office. They had been married for 12 years. Friends called them the perfect couple. 2 kids, a dog named Max, and a mortgage on a nice house in a quiet neighborhood. Their Instagram life was polished, weekend getaways, smiling family selfies, and anniversary toasts. No one ever suspected that behind those smiles lay silence. It started with a message. Ethan wasn't a snoop. He believed in trust. But that Tuesday night, Lily had left her phone on the kitchen island, screen glowing with a notification. Can't stop thinking about last night, face blowing a kiss. And it hit Ethan like a punch to the gut. He stared at it, heart pounding. His mind scrambled to explain it away. A joke? A wrong number? But the emoji, too intimate, too specific. His hands shook as he picked up the phone, but it was locked. Lily walked into the kitchen just as he was putting the phone down. She smiled, her hair still wet from the shower, wrapped in a towel. "You okay?" she asked. "Yeah," he said. "Just thinking about work." She kissed him on the cheek. The same cheek she had kissed every morning and every night. Felt like betrayal now. That night, Ethan couldn't sleep. He lay next to Lily, staring at the ceiling while she breathed softly beside him. His mind kept circling back to the message. He didn't confront her. Not yet. Instead, he made a plan. The next day, he set up a hidden camera in his home office, disguised as a phone charger. He started watching her movements when he was away. He began backing up her phone to his laptop, quietly accessing her iCloud account with an old password she hadn't changed. What he found made his blood run cold. Messages. Dozens of them. Her contact for N was saved as Nico Jim. He was her personal trainer. Their exchanges went back months. Photos, audio messages, plans to meet at hotels after your yoga class. It wasn't just physical. She told Nico things Ethan hadn't heard in years. That she felt alive with him. That he listened. That she wished they had met before. Ethan felt something inside him fracture. He wasn't just angry, he was humiliated. Every time she had come home smiling, every time she had said, "I'm tired," and turned away from him in bed, she had been lying. He didn't confront her. Not yet. Instead, he began documenting everything. He saved the messages, the photos, the call logs. He became obsessed. He started noticing other details. The way she'd hum after a shower, the extra perfume she wore on Wednesdays, how she avoided his eyes when talking about her day. Then came the hotel receipt. She had left it by mistake in her gym bag. Ethan stared at the printed name of a local boutique hotel and the date. Last Friday. She had told him she was visiting her sister. That was the breaking point. Ethan decided he wouldn't yell. He wouldn't cry. He would stay silent and destroy her from the inside out. He planned it like a chess game. Quiet moves, no noise, no raised voices. He would expose her at the right time in the right way. And when she fell, she'd never know what hit her. She was planning their anniversary party. 15 of their closest friends. A catered dinner. Speeches. Toasts. Ethan smiled when she told him. "It's going to be a night to remember," she said, excited. "Oh, I'm sure it will," he replied, already seeing the endgame unfold. To be continued. Part 2. The calm before the collapse. Ethan walked through life like a ghost. He smiled at work, nodded during meetings, played catch with his son in the yard, and complimented Lily's new dress when she modeled it before their upcoming anniversary party. But inside he was gone, replaced by something colder, sharper. He didn't want revenge out of rage. He wanted it out of clarity. She had ended their marriage the day she let someone else touch her. The rest was just theater now. He started laying traps. First, he booked a private investigator, an old friend from college who owed him a favor. Within days, he had footage. Hotel lobbies, side embraces, A shot of Nico's hand slipping into Lily's back pocket as they kissed in the elevator. The evidence was overwhelming. Ethan saved everything in a folder on a USB drive. He called it For Truth. He went further. He contacted their financial advisor and discreetly shifted accounts. He stopped joint payments. He opened a separate savings account in his name only and began moving funds, bit by bit. She wouldn't see it. She never checked the statements. That was Ethan's job. Then came the friends. He invited Lily's best friend, Tara, to lunch. She was suspicious at first. But Ethan didn't lie. He simply showed her the truth. A handful of screenshots, one short video. Enough to break her. Tara looked stunned. Jesus, I thought she was just working out more because she felt old. Ethan chuckled. She's been working out all right. He didn't ask Tara to pick sides. He just let her see it. Then he moved on to their neighbor, Greg, who always made small talk at the fence. Greg's wife was already whispering rumors after seeing Lily get dropped off at odd hours. By the time the party invitations went out, Ethan had planted seeds everywhere. Carefully, quietly, he practiced his speech. Not for emotion, but for precision. He didn't want drama. He wanted silence so loud it would shatter the illusion. He didn't ask Tara to pick sides. He just let her see it. Then he moved on to their neighbor, Greg, who always made small talk at the fence. Greg's wife was already whispering rumors after seeing Lily get dropped off at odd hours. By the time the party invitations went out, Ethan had planted seeds everywhere. Carefully, quietly, he practiced his speech. Not for emotion, but for precision. He didn't want drama. He wanted silence so loud it would shatter the illusion. And Lily? She was glowing. She joked about her dress being too tight. She teased Ethan about not helping with the guest list. Part 3. The Anniversary Ambush. The house shimmered with soft candlelight and delicate laughter. Lily had outdone herself. String lights glowed across the backyard. Wine flowed freely, and the smell of garlic and rosemary from the catered kitchen floated through the summer air. She was radiant in her navy blue dress, hair pinned perfectly, eyes sparkling as she greeted guests. Everyone praised the decor, the music, the couple. Ethan played his part, smiling, shaking hands, clinking glasses. A masterful performance. Tara arrived first. Her eyes met Ethan's for a moment too long, her lips tight in a forced smile. Then came Greg and his wife, who shot glances toward Lily and whispered when they thought no one noticed. Then Nico arrived. Ethan hadn't expected him to come. But there he was, smug, confident, wearing a tight-fitting shirt that screamed trainer. Lily flushed when she saw him, eyes wide for a split second. She quickly disguised it with a laugh. "He's helping me plan a health retreat for work," she explained to a nearby friend. "He's just here as a guest. Of course. Always a reason. Always a cover." Ethan welcomed him warmly. "Glad you could make it, Nico." Nico smirked. "Wouldn't miss it, man." He had no idea. Dinner was served. Toasts began. Lily gave hers first, clutching a flute of champagne, speaking about growth, resilience, and love. She even teared up when thanking Ethan for being her rock through everything. He almost laughed. When it was his turn, the yard fell quiet. Everyone expected a loving speech, maybe a proposal for renewing vows. Ethan stepped onto the small patio stage. His tie was slightly loosened. He held nothing in his hands, just calm eyes and a steady voice. "Thank you all for coming. Tonight's not just an anniversary. It's a moment of truth." He glanced at Lily, who tilted her head, puzzled. "For 12 years, I thought we were building something real. I believed in trust, loyalty, and love. I thought my wife believed in those things too." The crowd shifted. Nervous looks, uneasy silence. But sometimes love is blind. And sometimes, people wear masks so well, even their closest partner can't see the betrayal. He reached into his pocket and pulled out the USB drive. "This," he said, holding it up, "is truth. Messages, photos, videos. Proof of an affair between Lily and someone in this very yard." Gasped. A glass shattered. Lily stood frozen, eyes wide, lips parting but no words coming out. He turned to Nico. You've been sleeping with my wife for nearly a year. Hotel rooms, secret messages, weekend workouts. And the whole time I watched. I waited. I documented. Nico's smug face drained of color. Lily stepped forward. Ethan, please. He raised a hand.
No.
You don't get to explain. Not anymore. He handed the USB to Tara. It's all there. I wanted someone else to hold it, so no one can say I lied. To the guests, you came here for a celebration. Instead, you witnessed a funeral, the death of a marriage. He turned to his children's grandmother. Mom, please take the kids to your house tonight. They don't need to see what comes next. Then to Lily, I already filed the papers. You'll be served by morning. I've moved my things. The house is yours. For now. Silence. No one moved. Then, slowly, people began to stand. Some walked out. Others whispered. Nico tried to speak, but Ethan had already stepped off the stage and walked inside the house, leaving behind the stunned crowd, and a woman who had just watched her perfect life implode in public. Lily's hands trembled. Her eyes welled with tears, but Ethan didn't look back. For him, the party was over. Part 4. Shattered reflections. Lily stood alone in the backyard long after everyone had gone. Plates half-eaten. Wine spilled. Candles flickering low. The fairy lights no longer twinkled. They buzzed faintly, like the dying breath of a perfect evening turned nightmare. She had tried calling Ethan 5 times. No answer. She had texted. No response. She had screamed at Nico after the guests left. He stammered apologies, tried to play it down. It wasn't serious. You said you were leaving him anyway. It just happened. But Lily saw the truth now. He was a distraction, an escape, and he ran the moment things got hard. By the end of the night, even Nico was gone. The next morning, the papers arrived. A courier knocked precisely at 9 a.m. She signed with shaking hands, barely able to read the bold letters. Petition for dissolution of marriage. Filed 2 weeks ago. Ethan had planned it all before she even picked out the centerpieces. Over the next few days, the truth spread like wildfire. Friends she'd known for years stopped responding. Tara blocked her. Her sister refused to take her side, saying, I warned you not to play with fire. Her job became awkward. Clients she had referred through Ethan quietly pulled away. At the gym, whispers followed her every time she walked in. She stopped going after 2 days. Even her kids sensed something was wrong. Ethan didn't say a word to them about the affair, but kids noticed silence. They noticed cold looks and quiet dinners. Lily tried to hug her daughter one evening, and the little girl simply said, Why did Daddy move out? The pain was constant, not just guilt, shame. Public, raw, searing shame. Ethan, on the other hand, remained composed. He didn't fight. He didn't insult her. His lawyer sent over clean agreements. She would keep the house, joint custody of the kids, fair financial split. But the coldness of it cut deeper than any insult. She tried one last time to meet him just to talk. He agreed. At a quiet park bench by the lake, where they used to walk before they had kids. She showed up early. He arrived on time. Lily's voice trembled. Ethan, I don't know what to say. I know I hurt you. But please, can't we try to fix this? He looked at the water. Fix what? You didn't break a vase, Lily. You tore a life apart. I didn't mean to. But you did. Repeatedly. You lied every day. Smiled in my face. Made love to me the same week you slept with someone else. That wasn't a mistake. That was a choice. Tears rolled down her cheeks. I was lost. I felt invisible. You were always so distant. Ethan turned to her, eyes calm but sharp. Then you should have said something. Or left me. Not taken me for a fool. Silence stretched between them. I never stopped loving you, she whispered. I did, he replied. He stood up. I'm not doing this for revenge. I just finally realized I deserved better. You showed me that. As he walked away, Lily stayed frozen on the bench, clutching the hem of her dress, breathing in short gasps. The lake rippled gently. The wind blew softly through the trees, and she realized something terrifying. This wasn't a phase. It was over. For real. Part 5, The Cost of Silence. 6 months passed. The divorce was finalized with barely a word exchanged. The headlines that once circled their social circle had long faded. But for Lily, the silence wasn't peace. It was punishment. She lived in the same house, but it didn't feel like home anymore. The walls echoed memories, Ethan's laugh in the kitchen, the kids' footsteps racing down the hallway, the quiet hum of bedtime routines that no longer existed. Now she shared custody. Every Monday and Thursday, Ethan picked them up in his SUV, buckled them in, and drove off without looking back. He was polite, never cruel, but distant, untouchable. The kids adored him. He'd become more present, coaching soccer, making pancakes, helping with homework. It stung to watch him become the man she had always wanted, now that she was no longer beside him. Sometimes she caught her daughter drawing pictures, always of mom's house and dad's house, 2 separate worlds, divided. She reached out once more, this time through a letter.
No begging.
Just honesty. She wrote, "I never imagined I'd become the villain in my own life. I thought love could be bent and repaired, even after it cracked. I thought secrets could be buried. I was wrong. You gave me years of trust. I returned it with betrayal. There are no excuses, only regrets. I don't expect forgiveness. But I want you to know, I loved you, even in the middle of my mistakes. I just didn't love myself enough to be honest. I hope you find someone who gives you everything I couldn't. And I hope you never doubt your worth again." She didn't know if he read it. He never replied. But that was Ethan now, measured, composed, unreadable. And somewhere deep inside her, she understood. She had crossed a line she couldn't uncross. Not just in marriage, but in the quiet bond between 2 people who once promised everything. Ethan, meanwhile, had begun rebuilding. A smaller apartment, cozy but clean. A new job offer in a nearby city. He was seeing someone now, not serious but light, honest. He hadn't told the kids yet. He wanted to be careful. But he smiled more. He laughed again. Sometimes he thought about Lily. Not with anger but with clarity. She had taught him the most brutal lesson of his life. That love without trust is just performance. The final scene? Ethan stood in the park one afternoon, watching his kids chase each other. He sipped his coffee, hands in his coat pockets, peaceful. Behind him, Lily watched from a distance, alone, unnoticed. She didn't approach. She just watched her family from afar. And as Ethan knelt to hug his daughter, laughing, Lily turned and walked away. Not with hope, not with hate, just silence. The kind you can never undo. End of story.